Hey, hello, courageous leaders. JJ back with you. Hope you're enjoying the first few days. I know I am. That said, let's set the stage for today. I'm going to set the stage today by just doing a brief recap of what we talked about yesterday. This is worth just a couple of days. And the reason we're hitting this on 2 days is on purpose. You have to make the commitment at this stage of the game to grow into leadership. Okay. Yesterday we talked about some things that are vitally important and that the up and coming budding leader has to understand in this commitment to growing into a leader. Talked about credibility. If you look, to have credibility, you've got to make it to the top. Look, many people are willing to give you advice along the way, but don't have any experience. Make sure you're getting advice from the people who have made it happen. Secondly, to have respect. To have respect, you must acknowledge that you won't, then you can't, and that you didn't make it to the top all by yourself. It always requires others. And third, it's about fulfillment. To have lasting fulfillment, you've got to take others to the top with you. Okay? Now, in that, there are some challenges in our commitment to growing into the leader. A couple of challenges that we came face to face with yesterday. Simply put, we don't see ourselves the way we see others, right? We talked about that. It's different. You gotta understand the distinctions there. If we don't look at ourselves honestly and realistically, we'll never understand where our difficulties lie. And then secondly, we're harder on others than we are ourselves. Be honest with yourself. Be willing to have that tough conversation. We're obviously much more willing to let ourselves off the hook because we know we have good intentions. So we judge ourselves by intentions, we judge others by their actions. Be aware of that distinction. With that said, in the commitment to grow as a leader, it's important that we spend time today on this following topic. And it deserves to be standing alone. And I'll start it with a story. There's a story told of two Irishmen hunting. And when one of them, in this moment, falls to the ground, doesn't seem to be breathing, his eyes are rolled back into his head. And his buddy, the other guy, he whips out his cell phone, calls 911. Frantically, he tells the operator, "Patty is dead, Patty is dead. What do I do? What can I do?" And the operator says, "Just take it easy. First, let's make sure he's dead." Then there's silence. And then there's a shot that's heard. And then the guy's voice comes back to the line and says, "Okay, he's dead. Now what?" Look, when you're under pressure, you can fail to hear what's being communicated, and the results can be fatal. So in the face of this, that's why I want this to stand alone all by itself today. Understand the power of listening. Make a conscious effort to talk less and listen more. In order to lead people, you must first understand them. You must have insight into the human heart. That happens by listening, asking good questions and listening. Sensitivity towards the hopes and the dreams of other people. Remember? But you gotta have sensitivity towards hopes and dreams of other people besides your own, right? Understanding that that's essential for connecting with people and motivating them and inspiring them. Listen. You got to understand people. So to understand people, you have to listen. Sometimes it took conscious effort. It took a conscious effort on my part, just to relax and listen. It's amazing what people will share with you. Listening can keep problems from escalating too. Good leaders are attentive to small issues. They pay attention to their intuition. And not only are they listening to what's being said, they're listening to what's not being said. And they're secure. This may be tough for you to hear. But I want you to be, from this point moving forward, secure. Secure enough to ask for honest feedback. But there's a caveat. Don't become defensive when you receive it. Because at the end of the day, it's about trust. I'm going to be spinning a whole video on trust, but I want to set the stage for that as well. Listening establishes trust. Dr. David Burns, he's the adjunct clinical professor of psychiatry at Stanford University School of Medicine. He said something I want to share with you. He said the biggest mistake that you can make in trying to talk convincingly is to put your highest priority in expressing your own ideas and your own feelings. What people really want is to be listened to, is to be respected and understood. And the moment they are, they become more motivated to understand your point of view. See, there's just a small example of the power of listening. Let go of the past. Sometimes we keep from showing up this way because of our history. Maybe we choose not to trust people because people have betrayed that trust in the past. Somebody let us down, or we're elected to trust anybody. Or pride. We don't want to share the credit with others. We got to let go of that. And one other thing, we got to let go of perfectionism. Look, it doesn't exist. Well, all that matters is what you do. And you're going to understand by the end of this mastermind, the end of this month, the power of obstacles, the power of problems, and the power of not being perfect. Is in the scope of being a leader, I've got a lot of respect for those leaders in my life who I just think the world of. They're real honest with themselves. And they're honest with themselves in front of others about their imperfections and about where they're choosing, what they've noticed in the space of their growth and their journey. Quite frankly, those inspire me. And when you understand that and you begin to exercise that, you will inspire others as well. Listen and let go. Watch what happens. And today, do something good, something positive for somebody, but do it in the knowing there's no way they could ever repay you. That said, we'll see you tomorrow. Now go watch the video Ryan's got ready for you guys. Have a good day.